Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting time with Sheila. We are going to have a wonderful time today, so please relax and watch this video.
See, I've met my guest already, Oluwafemi Bada, aka Son of Man.
Yeah.
You're welcome to the show. Thank you very much for coming. And together we're going to be discussing anger issues as related to Christianity. Oluwafemi, what's up?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Alright, it's a pleasure to have you here too. So, can you please, just tell us about yourself? Tell us something about yourself. I'm
an entrepreneur. My name is Oluwafemi, so I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm a believer.
Great. Alright, people. One of the reasons I invited Oluwafemi to the show today is because I've known him for half a decade now or more. And ever since I've known him, I've never seen him angry before. Neither have I seen him or heard a gist where maybe he reacted out of anger to anybody or anything. So I've been wondering, who is this guy? Who are you?
I'm human just like everyone else, and I have emotions also.
Okay, so
we just have to manage our emotions. So that's the most important thing.
No, nice. That's very nice. I hope I learn how to manage my emotions. Alright, Femi, when you hear the word anger, what does it mean to you? What does anger mean to you?
I feel generally anger is just your reaction towards a very strong displeasure. Right. So when you feel displeased about a particular situation, then and your reaction towards it is what we call anger. Alright,
okay. Talking about anger, it kind of reminds me about temperaments, okay? So, we have about 4 temperaments and all of that. So some are introverts while some are extroverts. So do you feel like those that are introverts already have like an advantage? Talking about believers now. We're supposed to be, behave like a dove and everything. Okay, so those that are introverts, do you feel like they already have an advantage?
So I think it's not just an advantage. Everybody have their own behavioral traits.
Okay.
So in as much as they have certain traits that will help them, manage some particular things differently, they also have weaknesses in other parts. So, and they have to learn to manage such weaknesses also. So it's not an advantage to anyone, to any temperament.
As a believer, there are days I wake up and I'm like, God, it's you and I today. Nobody will annoy me. I will not react in any bad way today.
Of course.
I will be a good girl. I will not sin. And then you step out. Maybe it's a raining day. And then as you're going on the road, and something just happened and someone just, splash water on you. And reflex action. It's not me. I don't want to react. I've made up my mind I'm not going to react. But reflex. And I just, ask the person, are you okay? It's just a question, right?
Yeah.
So what do how do you place a balance with that? How do we undo that? People are annoying out there. We don't want to get angry, but
I think the most important thing we have to realize as believers is that people will want to annoy you every day.
Alright.
You get annoyed every day because people always do things that are against against your will, or that will displease you. Let me use that word.
Yeah.
So the important thing for us to do at such moments is not to react immediately. Not to react immediately. That's the best thing for a believer to do. Don't react immediately, because by the time you react immediately, you might at that moment say things you're not meant to say.
Yeah, sure.
That would might actually cause harm, or can
you even
be so harsh that you can regret at the end of the day.
Sure.
So, and that's the important thing for us as believers, that we should not react when something is against us.
At the heat of it.
Don't react at all at that moment. You can think this through. You can think.
Just tell us how do you feel when people annoy you, and how are you able to suppress the emotion? Be as practical as possible, please.
I think they talk to me in a very harsh way, for example. Now, I feel that's like the best possible way the person can, communicate or express him or herself to me. And such trait actually comes from, family backgrounds, hostile environments where everybody speaks out, and they fail to think things through and listen properly to manage such situations. So I feel because of such backgrounds, people are coming from, they show those things outside. So I think anyone that speaks to me in a very harsh way that is not, or in a way that is not so polite or very rude, I feel like it is a way to annoy me, or that's the best way the person wants to express him or herself. So how do I manage such situations?
Okay.
The first thing I do is is breath control. I breathe in and I breathe out, because you don't have to react immediately. Like I said earlier, you don't have to react immediately. Reacting immediately would cause a spark.
All right.
At that moment, that we can bring a back and forth argument, and you can begin to say things you're not supposed to say, even as a believer.
Right.
So it's better that you don't react immediately. Okay. So that's actually what works for me.
So guys, breathe in and out. Do not react.
No react.
Think about it deeply before you react. So how do you manage such relationships with someone that has a short fuse, that is easily angered?
Okay, for me, when I work with people, sometimes they say nasty things to me, or they say nasty things to me, and I just most times laugh it off. Because I always try to see, from their own angle, maybe from my own angle rather, as a joke. They are joking. Because if I'm to take it as an insult, then I'll start having grudge against such person, and I'll start moving away from such person. But the Bible makes us understand we have to love our neighbors, even if they insult us. And for personal relationships, I think the Bible makes us understand that we have to learn to do good. So just as you learn to do good, you learn to do certain things. You learn to understand people. So when you understand that this particular person has a short fuse, you understand that is the way the person can express herself or himself. You just have to be patient to think things through, to listen. Then the Bible says in Proverbs 12 verse 16 that fools show their annoyance at once, but the prudent, stay away from insults, or do not react to insults, like some other versions put it. Just paraphrasing now. So it is very important that, like, to emphasize on what you've been saying before, very important that you don't show your annoyance, you don't react immediately when you are displeased by a particular situation. And the Bible also makes us understand that God is slow to anger. It's not as if God does not get angry. If there is not such emotions in God, we will not have such emotions too. So but the Bible makes us understand that God is slow to anger. That means before it gets to that point that he will get angry, it's going to take a lot of things. A lot of things would have gone so wrong. So we have to manage. We have to learn how to manage every form of displeasure every day. Jesus was trying to make us understand that, make the disciples understand that we have to continually forgive anyone who wrongs us, all every day. And someone cannot wrong you 490 times in a day. So even if it's 490 times the person wrongs you, or 500 times or 1,000 times the person wrongs you in a day, you have to let it go. Forgive. Don't react harshly. Don't react in a bad way. Be full of grace and mercy. Before you react in love. Instead of reacting angrily, react in love. That will actually neutralize the situation at that particular moment. So that's the best way to react in this situation, as a believer, in this world that we find ourselves, because people will always tend to annoy you every day.
Thank you very much. Talking about love, how I always say it, guys, continue to shine as light and also spread love around. That's all we'll take today. Till I see you some other time. Bye bye.